How is it going, y'all? Eddie Hates Classroom of the Elite here. I can't even joke about that. If y'all know anything about me, it's that Coat is one of my favorite light novel series, man. That shit is fire. So damn good. Now, recently, I purchased a 2-volume spin-off manga of Classroom of the Elite called Classroom of the Elite Horikita. Look at the volumes right there. Ooh, how cool. Pretty self-explanatory, though, off of the title. You know, Horikita. Oh my god, it might revolve around Suzune. And the synopsis is basically, what if Horikita and Ayanokoji were closer, possibly in a romantic route of the series? I do really like this idea because even though I think it should never happen in the real main canon light novels, and I'm glad it'll never go that direction. If you want to say it will, no, it won't. But as a Marvel fan, I love the concept of what ifs. I read them all the time. Wish more stories came out with official what if story scenarios, more franchises. I would love to see some Star Wars what ifs, some even if we're going to anime, bro. Imagine how many stories could have what ifs. Imagine. Dude, I mean, Evangelion's light novels are pretty much a what if off of the end of Evangelion. So that was pretty cool. And that spanned way larger than, like, most what if stories would. That just became its own series. But, like, actually imagine for a second, bro. There's so much potential for good stories. It's just so cool to see. Now, to expand on what I was saying about the Horikita and Ayanokoji, you know, what I think. Some anime fans might be like, oh my god, Suzune's best girl, and they're meant for each other. No, the fuck they aren't. And I'm not sure how many light novel fans there are out there that actually ship this. Because, to be honest, I'm not, like, in the community at all. I just like the story. I read it. Bam. You know, I don't go on, like, Classroom of the Elite Reddit, Classroom of the Elite Twitter. You know, I don't care. Because I just be liking stories. There's too many things in media that I like to actually be in any of the communities, low-key. But even if it is, I think it's mostly the anime fans from what I've seen. Although, I don't know if people still think that off the anime, because Season 2 is pretty faithful from what I heard. I didn't watch it. I only saw the first 2 episodes because they premiered at Anime Expo way back when. So if that's the case, I could see this not being the main ship in the anime community anymore. I don't know, though. My point is, it was a ship a lot of people shipped at one time. Suzune and Ayanokoji. I didn't know that. I didn't think it made sense. And realistically, in the story, it's never gonna go anywhere unless the anime goes completely anime only. Because in the fucking novels, the shit would make no sense. Even the 2 in the ship say that shit would make no sense. But I digress. But yeah, like I said, this one's a manga. It's a little. And on the topic of it being a manga, I'm happy. Yes, I like Classroom of the Elite being a novel, but just like what I like with the anime, I like actually getting to see the characters at times. It's nice. You know, they have good designs, especially Suzune. I don't read Classroom of the Elite for the fan service, but Horikita, unironically beautiful as heck. Not even me a horny posting or anything. I just literally love her design so much. Also, it is weird seeing her old design in here because without spoiling, it's a little bit different later in the light novels, but I love both designs. This is obviously closer to the beginning of the series design, or year 1 design, I should say. But both designs are pretty good, so it's cool seeing her, I guess. Now going into this manga, I thought 2 things. 1, like I said, I don't care what the anime made you think. I read the light novels first and never got the impression that Suzune and Ayanokoji had a thing for each other. And second, right now I have 2 characters that I would actually love to see him with. One, I feel like is definitely going to happen. The other one, for her, I wish that it happens, but it's not going to happen. I don't know. It could. I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to spoil anything. That's a conversation for a different day. But, you know, because it could get crazy down the line. But we still got a lot of story left, so we're probably not going to get there for a minute anyways. I also, like I said, don't want to spoil anything because I don't know who's going to be watching this, who this video is going to reach. All I know is there's 2 people in my personal runnings for, like, who he should get with, if he gets with anybody. But my point is, I never really saw Horikita as a love interest, and didn't know others did until I met the fucking anime onlys. Alright, Future Eddie here, just taking a second to say, I know I kind of sound elitist with the whole light novel thing. It's mostly a joke. I don't care if you watch the anime or read the manga or whatever. As long as you like the story, it is what it is. And I know there are light novel readers out there that do ship this ship. I kind of neglect that in the video. They do exist. I still don't know whether it's allowed or not. I'm assuming not, but if there is a lot of them, my bad. Y'all are valid. The lights just flickered. That was kind of weird. But y'all are valid too, man. It's just an opinion at the end of the day. So I kind of wanted to put that out there because I don't want anyone thinking that, like, I don't think they exist at all. I don't know, man. I'm just yapping. But yeah, let's actually talk about this story. Subscribe if you're new. Like the video. Comment who your favorite Classroom of the Elite character is. Let's get it. From the start, the tone is pretty different. I mean, it starts with Horikita in the shower, and fan service isn't what I mean by this. Classroom of the Elite is no stranger to fan service. What I mean is a little bit farther in the overall way this series goes. It takes the angle of the rom-com storytelling style rather than the tense, mysterious at times, crazy-ass perspective the original story does. Like, literally, I'll show you what I mean. So it did take me a second to realize what the fuck I was looking at because it's been a minute since I've read year 1. But this manga starts a little bit after Ayano Koji's encounter where he slightly quote-unquote fights the student council president and Suzune is questioning him about it. Correction! Ayano Koji is questioning Suzune about the thing with her brother. Expect to see me again. I probably made a million mistakes writing the video. It's been a minute since I've written an anime channel video. She also blushes so goddamn much from the jump that I think in this alternate universe, she just liked our boy from the start. Another thing I will say is I do kind of miss this early dynamic they had in the story, even in the original story, where nobody really suspected Ayano Koji of much, and Horikita just made fun of him for having no friends, while also suspecting his abilities after a while. So much simpler times, man. Nowadays, shit is just sad. It's just sad, but the moments between characters who enjoy his company are a lot richer nowadays, so the trade-off was definitely worth it. What I also noticed is that this manga's direction for the what if really stems with Horikita not getting busy like in the light novel, but instead getting rizzy. She really goes in and makes the first moves, making this man a bento out of her free will, talking to him time and shit, and I don't know, she's just him. I mean, she's her. She's literally her when it comes to this shit. There's also this little subplot about our main man's wanting to go to the bathhouse, and when he finally does, he gets greeted by the president, and it's just kind of like this repeating joke, but it also moves the plot forward a little bit, and it's pretty funny. But for a second, I thought that we were going to get a repeat of the Volume 8, Chapter 4.3 incident, but thankfully, that was not the case. If you know, you know. The first volume is pretty standard, just kind of copying / speedrunning Horikita's actual arc in the novels of getting her bro to notice her, but at the same time, accelerating her and Kyopon, or Ayano Koji's, relationship in a slightly favorable direction. Lots of blushes, cute faces, awkward pauses, and things that you would expect from this sort of setting take place here. The story definitely does take a turn, though, in the second volume. I knew at some point it would have to have an actual conflict other than the brother thing, because the main series already did that, and better. You're not going to beat the novels version in a 2-volume spin-off manga. So what did they do to raise the stakes? Rumors. OMG, everyone now knows that allegedly Suzune's brother is the president, and he's helping her breeze through school. OMG. How do we never figure out that they have the same last name? I'm just kidding, because it's probably not a big deal. You know, people have the same last name all the time. But it is actually pretty fucking hilarious because the rumors are true in this case. Like, this isn't like a, oh my god, I feel so bad for... Oh, I guess the rumors are half true. If y'all have read the story, clearly he doesn't help her with shit. He doesn't even fucking talk to her until he graduates. But it's still hilarious because they actually are related. But I'm moving on. So yeah, shit happens. Horikita's sad. Then she's mad. Then she isn't, I guess. There's a moment of Ayano Koji trying to be a grizzly bear doing the infamous hand-to-wall hidden jutsu technique. Later in the volume, they beat the rumors with the power of friendship. Horikita gets her answer to life itself, and the story just ends. More about that in a second, because we gotta take a little pivot. This volume also has the cringiest fucking thing I've ever seen. So there's this moment where Ayano Koji is being really cool and helping out Horikita. She's kind of asking him why. You know, they shake hands, and he's like, "'Cause you're my friend," and his face looks all beautiful, handsome, and chadly. And then later on, Ichino says like, "Well, did you really mean that?" And he goes, "Yeah, of course." And it shows him in that same exact panel, but his eyes are black, and it's the manipulative version of him. It's the real Ayano Koji, and it just comes off as very fucking cringe. Unfortunately, a lot of motherfuckers would probably find that panel hard, and it's always going to be the people that misinterpret his character, because his character is more than just being a manipulative dickhead. As much as I do love that side of him, he has way more sides to him than people give him credit for, I feel like, outside of actual light novel readers, or people that read it for more than just that. I feel like some people just expect that part to be cool, and yeah, it is cool. It's very cool seeing him, you know, like manipulate shit, be behind the scenes and shit. But in this specific instance, it just looks fucking goofy. It looks straight out of a creepypasta. It was so dumb. But back to what I was saying about the ending. It is quite an abrupt end. I'm not trying to make it any deeper than it has to be. It's literally a short spin-off manga, but I really do wish it was longer because even though in the main series, like I said, I would never like this relationship to begin with, this spin-off made it kind of cute. I was kind of rooting for them a little bit. Maybe because seeing Horikita in love was kind of cute in itself, but I wish it was a bit longer so we could see the story actually be a story because it was a bit rushed. And a lot of the interactions just made me like their friendship in this story, the version of the story, and not really take it seriously as a relationship, as much as I went in wanting the story to convince me. It's not even like they get together here, it's just implied, so you Horikita Aya shippers will never get your wish outside of maybe a doujin or something. I don't know, are there Classroom Elite doujins? I don't fucking know. Because the anime is attempting to follow the light novel now from what I've heard, except the class sizes are so smaller, so that's going to be weird down the line, but hey, I don't even watch the anime, so I don't care. I read the superior version. In the light novel, that shit will never happen. Horikita literally shut it down herself. The manga, I don't know. I haven't read the manga. Maybe I'll make a video on the manga if I read it, but I can already see it. Hey guys, today I'm reviewing Clasroom Elite manga. Yeah, I like the art. It's not as good as the original story-wise. Subscribe. Maybe I won't make that video, actually. That's rough. That's exactly how it's going to be, too. But, they like I was saying, they speed ran the whole you don't gotta copy the president bit of her storyline in the novels in this version. And I do love that storyline in the original. And I think it works here as well, the way they do it for what it is. I mean, the manga in general is a speed run. It's only 11 fucking chapters. I believe it got canceled, but I'm too lazy to confirm it, so don't listen to me. Go find out for yourself. I will not be spreading misinformation today. So with the thing of it being canceled possibly or just ending early, that's why I kind of forgive it for what I was saying earlier. Well, I see it better as a friendship than ever seeing it being a relationship in this manga version because I feel like at the start they were aiming for the relationship, but then they realized, oh, this shit's getting canceled in like 5 chapters. Let's just make it a really good friendship, which it is. It is. It is by the end. I think it's cool. Kind of like, not necessarily the manga, but remember at the end of the Silent Voice movie where they were holding hands? Kinda, and it's like implied, okay, they, then something might happen on the line. Kind of like that. The manga still kind of does the same thing, but has a 2-year after the end of the movie thing, where it kind of implies even more shit, I think. But kind of like that, where it's like, very good friends, could definitely see this becoming a ship, maybe, if it goes farther, and they still remain close throughout the years. But unfortunately for this story, just kind of doesn't convince me as much as I wish it did. And while there definitely are out of character moments in this manga, this isn't the main timeline, so I don't give a fuck. It's a fun read for what it is. Not gonna change my perception of the franchise or anything, but it was fun. Had some nice art, and yeah. I'd only really recommend this if you have already read the light novel for one, because it spoils it. Just want some side shit too, because I actually got to see the characters' faces. Had a few dope moments, but I wouldn't really say that it brought anything new to the story. And 3, if you're a Horikita Aya and a Koji shipper, then probably this is going to be for you. Maybe having Suzune be the MC would have been a cool thing to try for this. You know, kind of switching it up a bit, rather than just kind of doing what they did. I don't know, I'm yapping. My yapping as well is kind of harsh. I feel like I'm a bit harsh in the story, because I did have fun, but I only had fun because it's a story that I already like. Not because this made me like it anymore, if that makes sense. If this was like its own story attempt, I'd probably be like, fuck, this is ass. But it's a series that I like, so I kind of like it. To be fair, though, it does assume that you know a lot. If that was like an actual, its own manga, own original series, they would probably fill you in on the actual fucking details of the other shit and not just focus on their relationship because they're assuming you know the story. So I'm yapping. But honestly, I would like to see a follow-up because unlike the original series, Horikita answered very early. She knows herself way before the end of the first year, I think. I could be wrong. Maybe I misread. So it would honestly change a lot for the series in terms of her actions, and butterfly effect wise, it would branch off and would be kind of brazy as well as mostly original, I believe. After a while, it would be a mostly original story. So I think it did definitely have potential to at least be better. Sadly, we're never going to see it. Also, it's now canon to me that Aya Koji loves the bathhouse for some fucking reason. That was my biggest takeaway. Also, Prez bought him a coffee when he had no points. What a fucking real one. I've been on both sides of this. I was the broke homie when I was younger. But nowadays, I'm the motherfucker who'll be like, don't worry about it, bro. I got you. We're at the gas station or some shit getting drinks or snacks. And no, not alcoholic beverages. I mean like monsters or soda. Which isn't much. I'm not rich or anything, but it's the least I can do. You know, put a smile on my friend's face. Like, oh my god. And maybe even get some head. Back to the press thing though. This kind of just was a better bromance story than a fucking romance story. Even in the light novels, they had the coolest fucking relationship. The dynamic between Present and Koji was amazing. It was great. Other random side thing before we end it, we got the Horikita smiling, but will also kill you face, kind of like Kaguya and Kaguya-sama. And yeah, I'm sure Horikita and Koji shippers would enjoy this way more than me. So if you're into that, like I said, definitely go check it out. If you're interested in the story at all, go check it out. If you're mad that I spoiled it, still check it out. Make your own opinion. Don't listen to me. I'm literally just some Mexican dude on the fucking internet. I'm not the say-all be-all about internet, about manga, not internet, about stories and media in general. So don't even listen to me. I'm just here to tell you that it exists and what I thought about it. I probably shouldn't have spoiled it, but it is what it is. Hope you all have a wonderful day, though. Subscribe if you're new. Subscribe to the reaction channel. Subscribe to the second channel. Follow the get in the Discord. Follow the Twitch. Do some shit with your life. Go touch some grass. Have a wonderful day. I was going to say someone in Class of the Elite's best girl, but I honestly don't know who my best girl is. So, hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I am out. Bye.